Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Junk Prototype, episode number 73, recording on August 12th. And my name is Sean.
My name is Andrew.
And I'm
And
Alex. Sorry, I didn't know if you wanted me to say hi.
you can definitely say hi. So, Frank is not here, as you can see. He's away on vacation, just partying up at the cottage. You know what he does. So, I had to take control back. This is the way Game Junk Prototype was always meant to be. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. But we do have a special guest we'd like to welcome back to the show because you have been on Game Junk before, right?
Yeah.
Alex from PixelNAUTS, owner slash manager slash game dev slash many other things, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of everything.
So yeah, awesome to have you back on the show. And obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about Rocket Rumble, which is your new game just launched in early access, like what, last week or the week before?
Yeah, it's 10 days ago.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be talking about that, but also there was some gaming news to talk about. A couple of press events. We have the ID at Xbox Twitch showcase, which was actually pretty long. A lot of stuff was discussed there, so we're going to try and cover the big things at least. And then there was a Nintendo Indie World showcase as well, so we'll get to that, as well as some stuff, whatever we've been playing recently. So lots of stuff to get into here. But yeah, so PixelNauts. I mean, obviously, Frank and Andrew have done work for you guys, and lots of other folks that we know from Silicon Knights and other places we've worked. So it's awesome that you guys are still keeping it real and putting out your own original stuff. So how's it been going? I mean, like, I'm kind of curious. We were just before the show talking a little bit about the COVID situation. I mean, I'm sure that affected you guys just as much as everyone else.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But hey, thanks for having me on to start. Yeah, it's been a little bit, so always happy to be on here. Can't fill in Frank's shoes, but do what I can.
No one can. No one
No
can.
one can. Oh my God, no. Yeah, no, we've been good. We turned PixelNauts turned 10 years old last November.
Wow, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, I don't know how. It's crazy. It's been a decade. I feel I haven't done anything in 10 years. Even though I think we counted it up. I think we did like 30 something projects in that time or something ridiculous. Not like our own, but like, we work with a lot of other devs and whatnot. So yeah, we've been good. It's been actually a really, really kick-ass like year and a half for us. I know COVID sucks and everything, but like business-wise, it's actually been pretty great. We ended up getting funding for Rocket Rumble PC through Ontario Creates, and we were able to bring on some people and keep the people we had going. Yeah, it's been really cool just to kind of be able to focus on this one game. We haven't really done too much contract work over the last year. That's like really dried up over COVID. I think a lot of people have been kind of hunkering down and trying not to spend too much money, obviously. So we did a little bit of work on Love, Rocket Ship Parks game, and we helped with a couple other projects, but very, very like minor stuff. We did actually get to work with Dennis a little bit last year too, if you guys want to talk about that, but we just kind of tinkered a little, nothing major.
Cool.
You guys should have him on here. That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Sure, he'd do it. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, no, we've been good just working on Rocket Rumble for a little over a year now. We started in maybe like February of last year. We got the idea in a hot tub in LA, and then it kind of just kind of happened after that.
Wow, I mean, that's, you want
Things
to talk
happen in hot tubs.
rock star game developers
I
here.
can tell you the story. It's pretty silly actually, if you guys do want to hear about it. But
Let's hear it. Let's do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So we were working on a contract for this other dev. I guess they're not even devs. They run a poutine social media outreach channel. They're called Poot Nation. Their goal is to bring poutine to the world, and ensure it as a Canadian like
Okay,
food
we're
staple,
on
because it's
we're on board with this.
What an
yeah, cool.
honorable endeavor.
So apparently poutine isn't our like national dish. I don't know if Canada has an official national dish, but their goal is to try and make it like the official Canadian approved, Trudeau stamped. I don't know what's the food
Okay.
stuff. Anyways, so long story short, on their front, they wanted an app or a game made, so we kind of did a demo with them. I can't really talk about that because it's whatever, their stuff and NDA'd. But we ended up flying down to LA with them to meet with some people. And so we were all hanging out in this rooftop hot tub of this Airbnb, which is wild. Um, and the person that we met with was actually from Intellivision. We met with Tommy Tellerico. Um, and
Nice.
we were kind of chatting with him a little bit, and he's like from, I guess, I don't know if I think his wife is from St. Catharines, which is crazy.
Really?
So yeah, so we got to like, and he spent like a lot of time here, so he was like asking about like Beechwood Donuts and the merch and stuff, and asking if it's all still kicking. So we had this like weird kind of chat about it, and he I guess he had heard, or I don't know if he actually played Lost Orbit, but he's like, oh, that game would be kind of cool on in television. I'm like, oh, well, it's pretty bloody, so I don't know, because it's supposed to be like a family console, right? So um but anyways, we kind of sat in the hot tub and we're like, hey, we should pitch Tommy a multiplayer version of Lost Orbit that's kind of like, because their whole Amico system is all multiplayer based and all that kind of jazz. So we kind of got the idea to do that, to pitch to them. We ended up not getting any like funding or anything through them, but we ended up taking that idea and making a little prototype out of it, and then pitching it to Ontario Creates, and then we got the money to do that, and then so it kind of started as a project we didn't even really necessarily want to make. We kind of wanted to make it for Tommy and Amico specifically. But then we ended up getting funding for it, and then they didn't want anything to do with it. So we're like, oh, we might as well just make it, I guess, or because we have to, because once you get a grant, you're kind of stuck with your idea kind of thing, right? Yeah, so that was kind of a weird thing where we kind of flew down there to meet with Tommy, and then we ended up coming up with this weird idea, and here we are. So it's been a
So,
year.
That's
so
pretty
why
cool.
don't you? I don't think you've actually talked about what it is. Why don't you give the elevator pitch of what
Oh
Rocket
yeah,
Rumble
that's a good
is?
call. Yeah, okay. So that's probably a good idea. So Rocket Rumble is a 1 to 4 player racing brawler, as we kind of like to call it. So it's like a mash of Mario Kart meets Smash Brothers. That's kind of what we like to kind of call it. So um, so you play with up to 4 people, locally or online, with Steam friends or just random people. And it's kind of like a 3/4 top-down racer, but you all play on the same screen. So you don't all, it's not split screen. You don't get your own screen, even if you're playing solo, it's all on one screen. And the idea is that while you're racing, you can knock people off the track, but you could also knock them off screen. So if you are faster or hit them with items, if they fall behind, kind of like Smash Brothers, where you can, like smash them off screen kind of thing. And so what
Or
happens,
like micro machines,
or like micro
classic
machines,
micro
yeah, it
machines.
is pretty classic micro machines too. So if you do get thrown off screen, you actually don't die instantly. You get thrown back on screen until your health depletes. And even if you die at that point, you respawn at every checkpoint. So it's kind of meant to be this like really hectic points-based. Yeah, we don't even like calling it a racing game, because like the racing aspect isn't really like that important, because it doesn't matter who really comes in first in the sense of like racing. It's, you're kind of fighting for little checkpoints, for kills, for that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the quick elevator pitch right now. You play as, right now, 1 of 4 animals strapped in rocket suits, and just with like a ton of customizations too. So you can be like a corgi, a bird, a pig, or what I miss, a cat right now. We have 4 other characters coming out soon too. And then you get to unlock like a crap ton of weird and awesome customizations. So sombreros and eggs and weird stuff. Yeah, we have an egg hat. Somebody requested, so now we have eggs. We should make a Game Junk one, actually. That'd be pretty sweet if you guys are down. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, so yeah, so that's kind of the shtick of the game, and we launched in early access last week. So we have 3 levels in early access right now, 4 characters, and like a bunch of customizations. The game is kind of being run like a Rocket League type situation where there's seasons, you do missions, you get achievements, you unlock items and all that kind of stuff. Um, and then with each season, we'll add new levels, characters, game modes, and always like tons of customizations for events and stuff like that. So um, yeah, it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of akin a little bit to like Fall Guys in the sense of like decorating your character and progressing through that kind of thing. It's also a little bit like Fall Guys in the sense of it is kind of hectic and wild, and it's supposed to be a little goofy and I don't know, like sloppy. I don't know if you guys played Fall Guys. It's like a super sloppy game. Like you can't. It's really hard to be like
Yeah.
good at Fall Guys, right? Um,
Yeah.
and we're not quite that like messy, but it's supposed to be that kind of thing. That if you get in a 4-player game, it's just kind of chaos and again, really meant to be like a party game. That's kind of where we're coming at it from. So I think that's it for
Yeah.
now. Yeah. You guys
I
want
must
to
say,
ask
so
some stuff?
I've played it a couple times, and I must say the brawling aspect of it is really fun. It's surprisingly fun. I didn't expect it to be quite so enjoyable. And then but yeah, once you realize it's not really a racing game, that's where the game really thrives. Once you just embrace the brawling aspect and using the upgrades or whatever you call them to sort of attack the other characters, that's where the game really shines, and it is fun. And I like how the checkpoints are fairly short, so if you get knocked out, you don't have to wait too long to get back in. And the races themselves are what, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes long tops.
Yeah, I think like 3 minutes at the most. Yeah, we're trying to make
Yeah,
them
yeah.
pretty
So I mean,
short.
you have like, it's kind of like this quick, almost like round based battle racer thing. It's like really fun, and yeah, I really enjoy it. And I can't wait to see kind of how you guys improve it along the way through early access and what you add to it.
Yeah, it's gone through a bit so far. We did a couple betas and demos and stuff like that, and it's much better than it was. And we still have like a ton of stuff that we want to get through, and we're finding a lot of really good feedback. That's kind of why we wanted to, excuse me, launch an early access as well. There's only like we can't afford like crazy QA, or play testing kind of thing. And with us, like we just don't, we just don't play it the same way other people will, right? So we wanted to put it on early access and get people to give us that kind of feedback, and that way we can watch them break the game and figure out what to fix, what people don't understand. And it's always hard. I mean, you guys all made games. Like it's we know how to play it and we know what things do, but trying to communicate all that stuff to people is hard, right? So no, we're finding early access like super useful for that already, even just like a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, I mean, I'm always curious, the decisions behind doing the early access thing. And I think certain games, it makes a ton of sense. And something like this, you could, like you said, you don't know how people are going to play it and you're kind of tweaking and it's really just about trying to like optimize the fun factor, I assume, right? So
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
kind
for
of
sure.
a subjective element there that you're not going to tell until people are really playing it. But um, yeah, that's really cool. I mean, are you guys? So it's on just Steam right now, right? And
Yeah,
then
just Steam. Yeah.
is there a plan for like beyond that, like consoles and stuff like that, or?
That's our goal right now. We're looking to get some extra funding, and I mean, if early access does really well, then we'll have funding from that. But we're looking at other grants and investors and stuff like that, and we're trying to get a publisher and stuff too. But yeah, our goal is to ship on everything next year. And so one of the things, being an indie dev, nobody really wants to take a risk on you. So part of going into early access is also proving the game out to a publisher. If we could be in here for 6 to 8 months or whatever, and we could be like, hey, we have X amount of people playing or wish lists or whatever. It'll be a lot easier to lure in a publisher or somebody to take the game on, or even press, like somebody like IGN is not going to cover your game if nobody is playing it, right? But like Among Us, for instance, obviously that's like a crazy, big thing that exploded, but nobody cared about that game, right? It was out for like a year and a half before anybody even played it. And then, IGN and everybody else is just like posting about it like crazy, right? But they never do it. So part of our early access plan is to kind of get some numbers for press and for publishers. Um, and also to like really narrow down our target market for advertising and stuff too, right? Like we're learning a lot of, similar types of games that people like, and our real like approach to what it is, like what we're trying to market, and that like explanation of the game, right? To really like push, hey, it's not a racing game, it's a party game. It's, what can we do to make people understand that better, right? So that's a big part of why we're doing the early access thing, right?
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think it fits
Yeah.
perfectly with early access, actually, to tell you the truth, because it's a good way to balance the game. It's also a good way to test that marketing that you're talking about, and also just fix all the bugs that you guys would never find.
Yeah, no, and people are like super nice during early access too so far. I mean, I'm sure if we got a big enough community, there'd be people that would, be upset. But um, so far, like any of the streamers or any of the like, people that are playing, like they're super cool about like, hey, I found these bugs. It's not like, oh my God, I paid for this game and it's broken. Like that's the nice thing about early access where you shouldn't submit a pile of garbage, but if you have bugs, it's people are kind of expecting. Like I played, my wife got this game on Kickstarter called Kinseed like years ago, and when she first got it on Steam, they didn't have a save system in the game. Like you couldn't actually like
Wow.
progress, right? And like people are like, yeah, whatever, it's early access, right? Like reset my stuff for I don't know.
Oh, so it was early access though, it wasn't
It
the full
was, it
game.
was, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So it was, there was like this
But I think that's the
nicety
tricky
about it.
thing, right? Is like, I think getting people on board, sometimes they don't know what early access means. They're like, is the game
Yes.
finished? Does it even work? Like, they're afraid to kind of jump on board with it. So it's tricky to get across that. No, no, this game is, it's working. You can play it. It's fun. Like, we're just
Yeah.
tweaking things. But
Yeah. That you guys know Alien Trap and those guys. They released Cryptarch in early access like years ago when they were working on that. And I remember Kotaku or Polygon or one of them wrote this article about the game, and they're like, this is what an early access title should be. It's like it's missing content. It's not like 100% done, but when you get this chunk of the game and it's awesome. Like, you're still getting your money's worth and you're going to get more stuff, but it's not just like a mess, right? And I remember reading that article and I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. They did that part right. So
Yeah, definitely. That's
yeah.
cool.
yeah, so everybody should check it out on Steam. And, I mean, we're going to have you back, I guess, once the official launch happens and stuff. But
Yeah, be
I mean,
awesome.
I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I got to try to get in on this, and
Sweet. I could
maybe
send
we.
you like dozens of codes if you want to give it out to people.
Yeah, well, that'd
Yeah.
be cool. I
Yeah.
mean, we should do a little. We've done a few Game Junk plays videos. I mean, we should
Oh,
do one
cool.
of these and give it a whirl. But
Definitely.
you've been doing some streaming of your own as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. One of the things so when we launched Lost Orbit a couple years ago, we were kind of in that old mindset where we kind of kept our cards to the chest and then we kind of like, released the game. We're trying to do things a little differently with Rocket Rumble, and we're trying to kind of develop a community and just bring people on early into the game, whether they be devs or fans or whatever. So one of the things we've been trying to do is just stream our development a lot. So typically twice a week, I'll do an art stream. One of our programmers does a programming stream, which is super interesting. It sounds like it wouldn't be, but he makes it very interesting. And then every Friday we do like a team stream devlog kind of thing, just talk about what we've updated in the game that week, what things we're fixing or what's new in the build. Um, we've been doing that for maybe I don't know 5, 6 months or something like that, and it's been going pretty good. We're not like Twitch superstars. But it's been nice. We found a few fans that way, and a few people that are kind of like championing the game. Um, and then we've been able to connect with other content creators too, which has been really nice. And they've been kind of like helping us through some of that stuff too, and kind of co-streaming with us. We did the Steam Next Festival over the summer, and we had one of our like super streamers. We have this ambassador program, which I can talk about if you guys want to, but he's like an ambassador for the game. He like co-streamed with us on Steam and stuff like that too. So that was really cool. Um, but yeah, it's awesome. I really like it. One of our programmer, Mark, he has his own channel too that's quite successful. He streams like, I don't know, almost every other night or something like that, just game stuff, like just playing games. But um I don't know, it's been nice. We've been able to kind of connect with the community, and a lot of it's like people we know so far, but we've kind of expanded and stuff like that. So we're just trying different stuff. That's really the key thing from the Twitch stuff, is just trying to find people, just trying to, there's a billion games out there, just trying to put our foot in things that we think we can do okay, and try and find some fans that way.
Yeah, I mean, you got to build it up over time, right? Like it's not it's I can only imagine how much harder it is to get noticed now, and we're about to talk about like hundreds of other indie games. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's got to be tough.
Oh, it's impossible. Yeah, it's I mean, this is why when there is a, Nintendo showcase, or why Xbox Game Pass is doing well, is because indie devs, like, that's all anybody's trying to do, is just claw their way into one of these things, or on a Game Pass, or get Sony to somehow feature them, like, unless you get super lucky, like a few of the devs do, and you just happen to make something amazing and people notice it. You got to find a way to claw your way onto these things, and you know shake somebody to get you in one of these videos.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's the real trick.
That's gonna be my job for the next few months, is just begging, bootlicking, doing
Yeah.
whatever I can. One of the people we're sucking up with right now is actually a pretty funny one. Is HP, like the
Like
like the computer,
Hewlett Packard.
Hewlett Packard. Yeah, they have this. They have like a gaming brand of computers that they've been putting out called Omen,
Hmm.
like laptops and stuff. It's like their like Razer stuff, right? Where you could like change colors. So they have like a HP Omen gaming hub that's pre-installed on like all their machines now. Um, and it's kind of like an aggregate that'll like find all your games, and then you can launch all your games through there, and it'll like optimize your PC. Like everybody does that. Like Nvidia has that now too. So anyways, they're like giving away codes of Rocket Rumble, and we're like featured on their
Hmm.
banners and stuff. And I don't know,
Cool.
they just contacted us. They're like, do you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, here's like 500 codes. Just make people play the game somehow.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Look in those boots. Just get to it.
Yeah. Okay, well, like, why don't we? I'm going to try to be frank and keep the pace moving here. But I mean, we do have a lot of things to talk about, and I'll try to just, I don't know, mention the games that were kind of announced at each of these press conferences, and then if you guys have stuff to say about them, jump in. Otherwise, we'll kind of try to go through them fairly quickly because there was a lot of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll start with the ID at Xbox showcase, which I thought it was going to be a lot of stuff we had seen before. There was a few things, but I was kind of surprised how much new stuff was
Hmm.
ended up being in there. Um, so I have a list I think that is on IGN here, and I don't know if it's in order of how they were announced, but let's just get into this.
Let's do it.
Um,
I'll
so
correct you as you go.
okay, perfect. And of course, Alex, going to be good to get your take as an indie
Yeah, sweet.
developer here on some of this stuff. The first thing they showed, I think, was something called Lightyear Frontier,
Yeah.
which I mean, based on from the trailer, couldn't really tell too much of what it was. Here it
Yeah.
says open world farming exploration game
Yeah. With mechs or something
with
like that.
mechs. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was the big hook. Lots of farming games coming out. Yeah.
Oh
It
yeah.
did. It did look weird. Like I couldn't really tell what it was going for, other than this is like Harvest Moon or whatever, some sort of building game with mechs. And I don't know how the mechs play into it. It wasn't clear. Not Probably not the best trailer, but I mean, if you're into mechs and you're into farming games, I'm sure this would be right up your alley.
Do you know how many potatoes a mech could carry? It's going to be amazing. Okay.
And it does support four-player co-op, so that's an element of the
Cool.
game. But sounds like there is a story to it as well, like a campaign. Like it's not just kind of like a sim game. but I'm not 100% sure. I did like the look of it. That's really all I can say about it.
Yeah.
Um, so next on the list here, we've got Stardew Valley coming to Game Pass, which
Okay,
I
that was like their big end of conference reveal.
Hmm. It's crazy how
So
many years after Stardew's out, that's still like a big
yeah,
like announcement, right? Yeah, it's game's going strong.
yeah, and I've never played Stardew Valley, so I'm like, okay, perfect. This will be my chance to check it out. And I gotta
yeah,
say, the trailer they showed, I was like, there's more to this game than I thought there was. I don't know if that's just stuff that's been added through updates over the years or
It's pretty
what.
good. I've only played it for like, I don't know, 300-400 hours, so I'm kind of not, not super in there, but
That's
I
nothing.
I, I loved Stardew. It was definitely a huge time sink. So
yeah, I also put in a lot of time with the kids. Kids loved it. And it was really a great game. And I think it coming to Game Pass is pretty awesome for anyone who hasn't played it yet that has Game Pass. And it's really fun, really fun.
yeah,
And there's a lot of stuff to do outside of the farming stuff. There's all the relationship stuff. There's the dungeon kind of like digging deeper, almost I wouldn't say roguelike, but sort of like that dungeon
yeah,
crawler type
Yeah, I
gameplay. Like
didn't I
there's a
didn't
lot.
know there was like actual combat and stuff in the game.
oh
That
yeah,
surprised me.
Hmm. Yeah, it's an incredible game, and that guy just seems like that's all he's gonna do for the rest of his life. I mean,
that's it.
he's made enough money. He can just do whatever he wants now, and it looks like he's just gonna keep pumping out Stardew Valley stuff. You'd think he would be milking it for like Stardew Valley 2 by now, but it sure doesn't. It seems like he's just gonna keep updating Stardew Valley, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's going down the Skyrim route. Just
Yeah,
keep putting it out.
yeah.
Yep, for different systems.
PlayStation 6, Stardew Valley.
It's on mobile, I think. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, and it's interesting the Game Pass thing. It did make me think like there are certain games that seem like they would be perfect to just be like a permanent addition to Game Pass. Like I know obviously first party titles kind of have that, but I wonder if that's something that Microsoft ever thinks about or if there's ever a way to make deals with developers to be like, hey, we'd love this to be like permanently on Game Pass. I don't know if that's even possible, but it just seems like one of those games like you can play it forever basically, right? So
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, perfect.
all right, next on the list here was The Artful Escape, which we did talk about. They showed something at the Annapurna showcase like a week or two ago. This time around, though, I feel like I actually got a better idea of what the game was. Did you feel that
Yeah,
way?
I did, and I think they was this the one where they focused on the actors, or was that a different one? No, that must have been something
Yeah.
else.
Well, they did mention like Jason Schwartzman, Mark Strong, Carl Weathers. I think
Okay,
they had mentioned that before too, but like, yeah,
okay.
there's some big names.
Yeah, every time I see this game, it just seems to get weirder and weirder, and I don't really like. It looks like there is some like sort of like button mash, not button mash, but like what do you call those puzzles where you like God of War?
Like QuickTime.
Yeah, quick time puzzles like to do things. But other than that, it looks like there's some sort of platforming, but not really with any, pits or anything that you'll die in. It just seems like he's kind of jumping around with a guitar. So I'm not really sure what the like gameplay is gonna be like. It seems like maybe just those quick time puzzle type things. Did you get a better
Yeah,
idea?
I it seemed like just platformer to me. Like I guess
Okay.
we were talking before. Like it's thematically it's a music game, but is there like a rhythm element? And it does not seem like there is.
Hmm.
But obviously like the story's like a factor too. Like it looks like there's a lot of dialogue and um, just narrative stuff as well.
Yeah, it seems like some sort of like adventure game, music puzzle game hybrid type thing.
Yeah, it looks like a mushroom trip with
Yeah,
music. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think that's
very like
pretty much what they're going for.
very
a lot of art.
colorful. I thought the visuals looked cool, and
Yeah.
it's coming to Game Pass, which I don't think they had announced
Mm,
previously.
yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, Sam and Max Save the World remastered. This was out, I think, on the Switch and PC already, but now it's just coming to Xbox. Not on Game Pass, as far as I know. But yeah, not. I don't have too much to say about it. I mean, I had the. I think this was like one of the first Telltale games, right? I think I actually bought it like on a
I think so.
CD-ROM at one point.
I think I did too.
So
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
yeah,
In the
but
words of Frank, not moving the needle.
yeah, I mean, if it was on Game Pass, I might actually fire it up. But you know, not in any
Yeah,
hurry to do it
I'm
again.
pretty burnt out on Telltale games or point and clicks. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's
unless
not really.
they're doing something new within that genre, it's a little, it's, I was hoping the VR Sam and Max was going to be something new and fresh, and it, I don't know, didn't really do it for me.
Mhm.
Um, Next up, Ollie Ollie World. This has been shown before, I think. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Cool
Yep.
Canadian game. Yeah,
yeah, just kind of like open world, cartoony skateboarding game. I'm I'm interested. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah,
I did play the previous Ollie Ollie games. They were pretty good.
I
yeah.
think in
I
this
like
one
them
they
too.
were featuring the character creator, which I don't know if they had mentioned before. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not really that big into character creators that much, so it wasn't really a big selling feature for me. I also haven't really played the other Ollie Ollie World or other Ollie Ollie games, so
You should
not.
just keep adding ollies every time they make a new
Yeah, they should
sequel.
have. They should probably be more clear.
Okay, we have Eon Drive. This one was like a bit of a featured. They had a pretty long segment with the developers, and then they announced that there was a demo out on Xbox as well. I don't recall if this one. I don't think I've seen this one before, but hard
Yeah, I
to
don't
say.
recall seeing it either.
Hmm.
But it looked kind of cool, I thought. I mean, it did remind me a little bit of Scourgebringer. Like it's not a roguelike, but just in the movement and stuff. Like it seems like it's a sort of action platformer game, but it's speed running is kind of the focus. So like trying to get across the level as fast as possible, and they have this sort of teleportation thing that looked kind
Hmm.
of cool.
Yeah, when they were first showing the I guess motion graphics or whatever you call it, I thought it was really cool, and then they went to the actual gameplay and it looked quite different, I thought, because they were talking about um like neon something, like some sort of, I can't remember the city they were talking about. They were talking about some specific
Neo
like
Barcelona.
Neo Barcelona, yeah. And it was like really interesting art style, and then the gameplay looked very different than that, I thought. It didn't really match what they had shown before. And the gameplay looked, yeah, like you were saying, pretty similar to Scourgebringer, or some sort, almost like kind of like a faster Celeste kind of style. Um, and yeah, the co-op aspect could be neat, but overall, I wasn't super in, interested in this one. I don't know exactly why, but just didn't really move me.
Cool. I don't remember this game at all.
Yeah, it does say here it's a cyberpunk landscape, but I mean I don't.
Yeah, I didn't
It's,
really get that vibe
yeah,
by the art style myself.
but
It's tough because like if you're pulling in all those words and then you're showing this like motion graphic thing at the beginning and then the gameplay doesn't really match that, especially when at the last showcase there was that game that just blew everyone away. Do you remember that game? That was like full 3D, but it was like a 2D on a 2D plane.
Oh, the
And
last night,
no, it wasn't the last night, but similar
because
art
that game's
style. Where
still not out.
yeah,
yeah,
it was the Xbox one that they showed at
Hmm.
E3, right?
yeah,
I remember
I
yeah,
what
I
you.
think
I
so.
know
already
what you're
forgot
talking
what it's
about.
called,
Yeah,
but
me too.
Yeah, but it had similar like dynamic light, like all this incredible like dynamic lighting, like that looked cyberpunk to me. And then they showed this, and it kind of just like looked like a pretty typical, 2D uh, pixel art platformer kind of thing, and I didn't really get that sort of like cyberpunk vibe from it. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being hypercritical. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I did download the demo, so
Mm.
I at least took that step, but haven't played it yet. Next up, paparazzi. Frank says he loves photography games where you take pictures of wildlife. So I mean, this
My first note is Frank must be losing it right now.
It's a great concept. Like they knew Animal or Pokemon Snap was coming out, and I think it's only available on Nintendo. So they're just like people want a Pokemon Snap somewhere else, and people love dogs. It's a brilliant idea.
Hmm.
Those
it's
guys
like
like,
kind of like Nintendogs back in the
yeah,
day. It's like bringing that back a little bit.
those guys just they know what they're doing. They got the sexy sword game that just came out and Boyfriend Dungeon, right? And
Oh,
they
Kit
just they
Fox made this one
yeah, yeah.
too. Oh, I didn't.
I think they published this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're publishing games now. I'm pretty sure Kid Fox published Paparazzi.
Hmm.
Right. Huh.
I think they just have an eye for nonsense people like, and I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Same like Boyfriend. I think Boyfriend Dungeon was like the top selling game on Steam when it
Oh,
came out yesterday for like a little bit. Like
I wouldn't be surprised.
just that cinematic of the sexy sword turning into more sexy people. Sold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
done.
Just
perfect.
that dude with the 8-pack,
Oh yeah.
on the cover. Everyone's loving that.
Yeah, but it is weird though. There is a kind of like this subgenre now of like these photography games. Uh, I don't really know what else there is to them. I mean, in this case, you can actually interact with the dogs and stuff. So that's where the Nintendogs kind of thing comes in a little bit. But this one's coming to Game Pass as well. So next up, Origami 2. Kind of already have seen this and talked about it a bit, but I think it looks kind of cool. I never played the first one, but
Yeah,
I'll definitely check it out on Game Pass when it hits.
I think it's been on my wish list for like 40 years on Steam.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, it's 99 cents. I'm like,
Yeah, I've got games like that on my list. Yeah,
it's
where
not
I'm
the
like,
worst. You're like, still don't want it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, what is it going to take for me to actually click buy on this thing?
Even
But
if it's free, I probably wouldn't get it. Nothing against Origami is there's just so many games.
Yeah. I think they did announce though that it's coming September 17th, which is fairly soon, like one
Oh,
month
that's
away.
cool.
Yeah.
yep. Next on the list, this one I'm kind of excited about: Evil Genius 2: World Domination. So this is a sequel to like a PC. I think it was only on PC before game that came out like I don't know. I want to say it was like 10 years ago, maybe more, maybe
Oh, really?
20 even. I don't remember how old the original was, but I did play the original game, and the concept is really cool. You're basically like a Bond villain kind of thing, and you're building your evil lair. So it's kind of like a sim strategy game where you're building your lair and placing traps to try and kill the spy that's going to come in and try to infiltrate your lair.
Pretty
Um,
good idea. Yeah, I like that.
yeah. So the this part two has been out, I think, on Steam for like a year now or something. I feel like it didn't get amazing reviews. I haven't really been paying too close attention, but it's coming to Game Pass, so I will definitely give it a
All
poke.
that matters. Yeah, I had never heard of it, or the first one. I thought it looked almost like a tower defense game, but I really liked the art style and kind of like the comedy that seemed to be in the trailer. I don't know if that will be in the game, but at least in the trailer, I thought they really captured kind of like the comedic aspects that these like evil geniuses kind of bring to the game. I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, I think it looks fun. Library of Ruina. This launched yesterday, I think, on Game Pass, and don't totally understand what it is. It's a library battle simulation, and it
So
kind of seems like another one of these card games, but I don't know. Did you guys get a better handle on this one than me?
Not really.
no,
it looked almost like they were showing like visual novel type aspects
Yeah.
at the beginning, and then it transitioned into this like pixel art card battler thing.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
very, it was like a very abrupt tonal
It's very
shift
jarring. Yeah,
from this like very anime style visual novel to then this like rough pixel art battler, and I couldn't figure out how the two related in any way, and it was very strange. I will agree, and the whole library aspect of it not
Yeah, I mean,
explained.
I'm kind of intrigued just because like you're literally having librarians fight each other. Like, I mean, that's unique. I will give it that. But don't know too much else, and I'm not sure who developed it. If it's like, a developer that has done other stuff that I would know, but I am perplexed by this one, I'll say.
Yes, it's an odd
fighting
one.
librarians is a pretty good selling point, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Project Moon, that's the developer.
Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah,
Uh, Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous, uh, RPG. I don't barely even remember what this trailer was. It seemed is this like kind of like an isometric kind of
yeah, it kind of
Diablo
reminded me
type
of like
thing?
Baldur's Gate or something like
Hmm.
that, but then it was looking like almost like more tactical than Baldur's Gate, less RPG. It was definitely hard to tell what exactly was going on, but they did have a release date of March 1st, 2022, which is pretty far out to announce your
Yeah, I think
release
so too.
date, I
Yeah.
would think, especially. But I guess this must be a sequel. It seemed like they were implying there are other Pathfinder games. This is kind
Yeah,
of like a
like
follow up.
when the hosts were commenting on it, I did watch this part of it, and it seemed like it was a known quantity in some
Hmm.
regard, and I was not
Hmm.
familiar with it. But
Yeah, I also hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, me neither.
hmm. Yeah, so the previous game was called Pathfinder Kingmaker. Looks like.
Hmm.
Okay, cool.
All right. The Wandering Village. We'd seen this one before, but
Hmm.
just a little trailer, a new trailer. I this is another one that has like a farming element to it. I don't totally get it, but like obviously the idea is there's a village and it's on the back of a giant turtle, is it? Which is moving around in the world. So that's kind of an interesting concept, but
It kind of looks like more of
gameplay.
a dinosaur.
Is it a dinosaur?
It's like a six-legged dinosaur thing. It's kind of strange.
Hmm.
I have no idea what it is. I've been following these guys on Twitter for a while. I still have no idea what this game is.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's hard to explain because there's like the farming aspect on the creature's back, but then they always zoom out to like show the
Yeah,
creature walking around, but other than in this trailer they showed like another one that was dead on the side of the road. Um you can't really tell what that gameplay aspect is with the big creatures. Like is there some sort of like high level control of the animal that you also need to do? They haven't really been clear about that.
you gotta like walk
Yeah,
them to different seasons or to like to help your farm or something.
Yeah, not totally clear.
the description here says that you have to keep a good relationship with this creature. I don't really know how you do that, but it does seem like what you're doing within your village somehow affects that, I guess.
Hmm.
So
Don't dig any wells.
yeah, I don't know, but it's definitely a unique concept. Seems to be a lot of that. I
Yeah.
mean, all these
People are
games
trying
have.
hard. Trying hard, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess that's part of what it takes to really get noticed is you got to have some crazy out there, um, you know, gimmick or something. I mean, gimmick maybe is not, maybe sounds negative, but you
And it's
know,
always been the indie way, right?
yeah,
Take the risks that AAA can't or won't
yeah,
take a
yeah,
risk on,
definitely.
right?
Uh, okay, we got a game called Lab Rat. This was the first I had heard of this. Kind of a puzzle game. Getting comparisons to Portal just based on the sort
Hmm.
of the sarcastic AI kind of narration or whatever. A lot of games go in this route these days, and I'll give them a look, but I'm starting to get a little tired of it. I have to admit. Reminded me a bit of Death Squared, which I played a bit of. I don't know if it's still on Game Pass. I don't think so, um, but yeah, I mean it's a puzzle game, and I will probably give it a look. I don't know if is it multiplayer? It seemed like it was multiplayer.
Yes, I think they said it was multiplayer. I don't know. As soon as I saw that quote of "You are godlike" come up, I was like, I'm out. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
It's pretty funny.
I can't handle it. Also, just to go back to what we were talking about before, when I was trying to remember that Cyberpunk game from E3, it's called Replaced. I don't know if that triggers memory for anyone else, but yeah, I also did not remember it was called Replaced. I had to totally just see the images. Anyways, total tangent.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
no, I definitely remembered the game. I just the title was
Yeah,
not memorable.
title not very memorable. Game looks incredible. So
Yeah.
so when you're comparing like that game to then this game, it's saying they're Cyberpunk. It's just a big difference.
Yeah, big time. Speaking of which, I just finished playing Cyberpunk, and they
Oh,
have these like missions, like side missions, where you're supposed to be helping this like autonomous vehicle get its vehicles back. And so you get to this one vehicle, and it's literally just GLaDOS from Portal. And I was
Oh
just
yeah.
like, I'm not doing this mission. This is the stupidest, like worst written garbage. It like annoyed me. I was just like, oh my God, come on, guys. Like, I
I
get
think
it, but
I think I did those missions. It's like isn't one like HAL or something, and like
yeah,
or
yeah, they're
each
all
one
like
is
different.
like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
from yeah popular science
Yeah,
fiction or something.
some of them are
uh,
okay. There's one that was there was like a car that was trying to kill himself, and you're like trying to talk him off an actual ledge, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey, car, don't do it, car.
Yeah. Okay. RPG time, The Legend of Wright. So this one looked familiar to me. I don't know if I've just seen other games that are kind of like this, where it's
The
like a
actual name of the game.
hand-drawn kind of style. But this one, I kind of took it to like another level where it's almost like the idea is like it's like a kid in school doodling in his notebook, and you actually see like his desk as well. And that's
Wow.
kind of what all the UI is made up of. And
we've
I
definitely seen this one before.
we have.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I looked, and it actually the first trailers came out in 2016, I believe.
Wow.
So it's been kicking around for a while.
I was trying to like I swear there are a few games that have been released like this, and I don't know, like they might have just been like iOS games or something. Like I think something like Knights of Pen and Paper or something comes to
Yeah,
mind, but I don't know if that's the actual visual style of that game.
there's like a
But
top-down tank game that came out recently too. That's all like hand-drawn on like lined paper. You play as like
Hmm.
little tanks and stuff. I
hmm.
don't remember what it's called either, but it's
The
cool.
only, the only thing I can say about this game is like I there was so much going on.
Hmm.
I could not really tell what you were doing or what was being done to me in this game. But every time I see this game though, I always think of like so when Ryan uh Van and Dick and I started working on Citizens of Earth, like actually before that, our first like prototype we worked on was a game very similar to this, where there's like a drawn world and a physical world, and like there are physical enemies and sketched enemies, and like it just like brings me back like whatever that was 15 years ago to that prototype we worked on, and it's very similar. It seems like there's like erasers that whoever is sitting at this desk and like pencils and stuff that the whoever's sitting at the desk can use, and it just brings me back. But from these trailers, I can't tell how the gameplay is for this game, and it's really too bad because it's the art style looks really nice, and it seems like there's a lot of animation going on in this trailer, but it's really hard to tell what you control, what the enemies are, what you're fighting. Like obviously there's some obvious like boss fight kind of characters that crop up or enemies, but it's still really difficult to tell what's happening.
It's crazy. I'm looking at a screenshot of like the kid's desk, and it's just like an
Yeah,
assault on the senses. I
it's
was like, oh my
overwhelming.
god,
It's
yeah, it is
overwhelming.
overwhelming. Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
hopefully when the game comes out, it's more like a slow ramp up, and they really
Hmm.
kind of just like slowly add things in the game. Otherwise, I think a lot of people are going to bounce off it because you're just like just information overload. You just don't know what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Okay, and then kind of on a related note, there's another game called Inked: A Tale of Love, which I think is already out on iOS and maybe on PC. I've kind of been aware of it. It
Mm-hmm.
seems to have been getting pretty good reviews. So this is coming to Xbox August 27th, looks like.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like the look of this game.
Yeah, the animation was really slick,
Ah, so cool. Yeah.
and I did look it up. I had never heard of this game, but it said when the Wikipedia came up, it said released in 2018. I was like, oh, that's strange. So I searched it on Steam, and it is on Steam. It says it was released in 2018 sometime, but you can't buy it anymore. So I don't know
Oh,
if they like are have taken it off sale for this to try to like bump their sale, or they're doing some sort of remaster, or they have some deal with someone else and they took it off. So I don't know how that works, that it would not be on sale on Steam anymore. It seems strange.
Hmm.
because
I like.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm pretty sure it's on the App Store, but let me just double check because
For iOS.
yeah, because I thought I saw it there the other day.
They might
Hmm.
be going through some like licensing stuff or something. Do you guys remember the movie Kung Fury? I'm sure you
Yep.
do. The ridiculous one. So there was like a beat 'em up of that, and it's the same thing. It's on Steam, but you can't buy it anymore because they were working on a sequel, I think, to the game and movie, and then I think they were changing ownership of the license, and then they weren't allowed to sell it anymore. It was something
Right.
like
Huh.
crazy like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean stuff gets delisted and all that, but
Hmm.
yeah, it looks like it is available for iOS right now. So
Hmm.
Cool.
Interesting. That's
yeah,
that's
I want to
very
check it out.
strange that it's not for Steam then.
Hmm.
Okay, the big con. Definitely, we have talked about this one. Um, this is
Oh,
another.
this was the
That's a
one I was
Canadian one.
thinking of with all the actor announcements.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yes, they got a bunch of actors in there too. Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
another Canadian dev, right?
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
working with one of the devs. She's helping out on Rocket Rumble, Karina Diaz. That's like
Cool.
her baby. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Big Con's awesome. Yeah, I think it's out now, right? Like it's.
It
Uh,
says August 31st.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot, I thought it just came out. Maybe they just announced the release date.
Maybe,
Maybe
yeah.
that's what I saw.
Yeah, but definitely like very 90s. That's kind of the thing. It's like steeped in 90s nostalgia. I think didn't they say like the they mentioned who did the theme song. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I can't remember either. They had like a music video come out recently.
Was it Rockapella?
Yeah,
Was
maybe
that the
that
band
sounds familiar.
who did
Yeah.
like the theme song for Where in the World is Carmen San Diego? I don't know. I mean, like
Mm,
it just
that's
seems
ringing
like
a bell.
yeah, like the look of it looks very Toe Jam and Earl and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely curious about this one.
Definitely.
Okay, so the Veil, Shadow of the Crown. Got to
Oh
talk about
shoot.
this one.
Heck yeah.
So they had a big interview with Dave Evans, who we know and have worked with, and I'm confused. Is this a different company than some of the other stuff he's worked on? Because Falling Squirrel, I think, is the company, or is that the publisher? Maybe I'm getting
No,
confused.
that's his
That's the
company.
company. Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Because I thought it was a different company that did the when they did that pinball
that
It
RPG.
is.
that
Yeah.
is a different company. That's I think that's Erica's company. That's Phantom
Yeah. It's
Compass.
Phantom Compass.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So anyway, we have talked about this at some point because there was a demo of this on Xbox. I want to say like maybe 2 years ago now. Like it was a
It was a
while
while
Yeah, it
ago.
might
ago.
have
Yeah.
been.
But so this is an audio only game, and it's a very unique concept, and I'm pretty curious like to dig into this because it's I remember playing the demo and being intrigued, as we like to say. And I do think there's a ton of potential for like audio
Hmm.
focused games, and obviously they've kind of catered it to like the blind community and kind of made it kind of a big deal there. But I think just for anyone, I just the idea that you can kind of you're creating the world in your mind, right? Like you're like it seems like it's an action RPG with a story. Maybe not
Hmm.
RPG. I don't know if that's totally accurate, but you're moving around in this world, but you're based on what you hear around you. And
Pretty
I,
compelling. Yeah, I was surprised how good it was. Not like no offense to them, but just like how much you can tell and like how much you can do. I don't know. I played it at one of the cons he was at, and he had like the 3D audio headphones, like the really cool ones that Sony has now with PlayStation. And like I don't know, I was like it was my first time experiencing proper 3D audio, and I was just like, oh shoot, this is like I could tell where everything is, and it's not just like surround sound; it's like fully directional and stuff. It's really really cool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, and I guess the tricky thing is marketing this game. Like the trailer they had was interesting because it was basically like audio and critic quotes. And I thought, it worked. I was like, oh, okay, so that's how you make a trailer for an audio only game. But Yeah, I mean, like it's there. I've seen some audio only games like for like iOS and stuff like that. I haven't seen really any in terms of like big console releases. So it seems
Hmm.
like it's a pretty unique uh, game in this space.
yeah. Xbox has been really trying to do their accessibility stuff too, right? With their controller that they had for Xbox One. So I think it's like a really really good fit for them too. I think it's a good fit for Sony as well if they do that with the 3D audio, obviously. But I know Xbox is really trying to push accessibility for quite a long time, so it's a good partnership, I feel. And yeah, I think the game definitely is for everybody too, which is really cool. And I think that's like a hard thing to pull off, but yeah, no, definitely give it a try if you get a chance.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of cool that they had Blind Gamer Steve, I think is his Twitch channel, who I didn't
Yeah,
realize is also from St. Catharines.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
just like constant St. Catharines connections for
Yeah,
some
really.
reason in this episode of Game Junk. Um, but yeah, I thought it's looking really cool, and I
Hmm.
also played the demo. I really enjoyed it, and I'm interested to see the full fledged game, how they've improved it. And I think when I played it originally, I didn't even really have like a legit 3D audio headphones type thing. So
Yeah, it's
I
still
think
really good.
I think with
Yeah.
that it could really pop. And just the fact that he partnered with the blind I can't remember what the name of it, but it was like the National Canadian Blind Association or something like that. Um, just to get constant feedback and iterate on the game, I thought was such obviously that's what you want to do. Super smart of him to go out and get that,
Yeah,
and
big time.
and also to mention, I don't know if you guys saw at the bottom, he's also working with Creative Bytes, so
Hmm.
Paul and all the guys that worked on Embers of Miram with Frank also working on this game. Just to shout out those guys, Paul
Cool.
and Sean.
Yeah, talented fellows over there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is out next week, August 19th. So
Yeah,
Oh man, that is next week. Holy
very
cow.
soon.
summer's almost over.
Yeah, really.
Somehow.
So last one I had on the list, I think this is the one they ended on. Space Lines from the Far Out.
Yeah, I don't know if they ended on it, but it's the last one on my list too.
Which one's that one?
So this I mean my first thought seeing it was lovers in a dangerous space time. Kind of
Hmm.
seemed like you're like a co-op crew on a ship as you're moving through space, but it doesn't I can't remember what did they say it was? I think they said it was like faster than light meets overcooked. I think that's how they described it,
Mhm.
Hmm.
which I mean I'm certainly curious.
Tough comparison.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Really,
It's
but I
crazy.
think it's basically like an airline company, but in space.
Yeah,
I
it
think
looks like
that's
it.
basically the pitch. Like you are flying planes and parking them and going around space terminals and stuff like that. I almost got now I never played this game, but it gave me this vibe of Space Station Silicon Valley or
Nice.
Silicon is it Silicon Valley? Anyways,
Yeah, yeah,
that
still kind of
whatever
yeah.
that game, I think that was a Nintendo 64 game.
Hmm.
And I don't know why it gave me those vibes. It did for some reason.
Kind of
Maybe
has
it
that look
was
to it.
yeah, yeah. So I thought it looked pretty interesting. It was kind of hard to tell exactly what you do. I think kind of like what you're saying there, Sean, where it wasn't really obvious. But I'm interested. I'm kind of intrigued.
Yeah, I mean, like it looked like there's like it's kind of an adventure game too. Like it seemed like you kind of walk around and I don't know if there's puzzles, but you kind of have to like interact with objects and stuff. Um, I didn't totally get it, but yeah, it looked kind of cool. It says here it's procedurally generated, which probably makes me a little less excited,
Yeah, definitely.
but you never know. Okay, was there anything that I missed that you had on your list there, Andrew?
No, no, that's everything.
Okay. Um, was there anything else that you remember that I missed, Alex? Or
No, I think that's good.
okay, so we'll jump over to Nintendo. This was a much shorter showcase. I think it was like 20 minutes or something, but they did manage to fit in a bunch of new game announcements as well. So start with Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which I guess is kind of like a Jet Set Radio uh, inspired
Rip
game.
off.
Very, yeah, very inspired.
It's an
Now,
homage,
has this been shown before? Has anybody
spiritual
heard of this
successor.
previously?
I don't
Yeah, I saw
recall.
it. I saw it on Twitter or something like that a little while ago, just like in the dev sphere.
Hmm.
Hmm. Because there was some other game we were talking about a while back that seemed kind of, I don't know if it was, I can't remember. Oh, maybe it was that un, undefeated or unbeatable. Was that a game? That was kind of like a music-based game. I don't remember, but we definitely were talking about Jet Set Radio like a while back, and I swear Frank was like, "Why is nobody doing a new one of these?" And
Hmm.
well, they
There
kind
you
of
go.
are. So, but
Got your answer.
yeah, I mean, I don't have too much else to say about it, but looks pretty cool. I
Yeah,
don't like.
looks
Is
cool.
it? It's not anybody that was involved in those original games, though, is it?
Not that
Not
I
that I
know
know
of.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Axiom Verge 2. This
Uh
was
oh.
I was very
Nah.
excited to hear that this, well, I mean, they did a surprise launch of the game. So I was watching the press conference as soon as they said this is available later today. I turned off the press conference and downloaded the game. But and I have played a bit of it, so I'll talk about that and what we've
Yeah,
been
cool.
playing.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, not too much else to say about the trailer. I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on that.
No, I was just in general. I was surprised at how many games they launched today, like surprise launched today, or whatever. Whenever this conference went on in this press conference, it seems so
Yeah.
strange. But
It's instant. Yeah.
I guess time will tell if it was a good marketing decision to do that. But I bet I think when I watched the indie showcase, it had like 600,000 views or something like that. So obviously, people are watching this thing on YouTube. So it makes sense that that's a lot of people that are gonna see that your game's out today and could go grab it right away.
A lot
So
of people.
maybe a good idea.
Yeah.
That was like a fad for a while, a couple years ago, right? Where it was just like, and it's out today, and it's out today. Do you guys remember that?
Hmm.
That was like a couple years ago. Everything was out today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that at E3 a couple
Yeah.
years in a row, and then kind of seemed like those games didn't get great reviews, and people were like, "Oh, well, if it's out today, then there's a reason why we didn't hear about it ahead of time," which I don't think is totally fair. I mean, Trials of the Blood Dragon was one of the ones that was launched that way, and I thought it was pretty good. It seemed like it
Hmm.
got terrible reviews, but whatever. Um, okay, I'm jumping ahead. I think this one was announced towards the end, but Eastward. which is from Chucklefish. I don't know if it's that
I think they're
they're the
publishing it,
publisher,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So I don't like I'm familiar, like I know they published Wargroove and there's a
Well,
couple
there's
other
Stardew,
things.
yeah.
Yeah. But
It's by
Yeah.
Pixpill.
Pixpel, okay. I mean I hard to say exactly from the trailer, but I really like the look of it. Like it seemed like
Hmm.
it's sort of like an action RPG, and it's just seemed like a very colorful world, and I don't know. I guess it seemed kind of futuristic, sci-fi-ish, but what do you
Yeah.
guys think of this?
I love the look of it. I'm super stoked to try it out. I'm kind of a sucker for really nice pixel art too. Um, but yeah, no, it looks really cool. I'm interested to see what people think about it, or what kind of reviews it gets too. But I'll probably just try it out anyways.
Yeah, I really like the look of it too. I'm definitely gonna check it out when it comes to your library.
It's out September 16th on the Switch, timed
Yeah,
Pretty
console
soon.
exclusive.
Pretty soon.
yeah, it
Uh,
looks awesome.
Next up, we've got Toem, which we've definitely talked about before. This is another one
Yeah.
of those photo games, and it's black and white, has a pretty unique look. Um,
Oh yeah, that's that really like weird, like the UI is like huge, right? What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I have a Steam demo installed right now, but I have not yet tried it out. But I was interested when I saw it whatever the last show was that it was in, and it looked like a pretty similar trailer. I don't know if anything really stood out as new to me in this one, but still kind of interested. Maybe a little less so than before, but
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool.
It looks super polished, like just I don't know, just very like crisp, nice art style, and they
Hmm.
really kind of know what they're kind of going after, it seems. So yeah, kind of interested checking it out.
Hmm.
yep. Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. So new Shovel Knight game announced. This one is a puzzle, I guess puzzle game with sort of like an RPG element, maybe. I guess I was immediately reminded of something like Puzzle Quest. I don't know if it's strictly a match three game. I
Yeah,
think it
totally.
seems like it's
Is it a
maybe,
match three? Oh yeah, it looked like it was like a Tetris game that you were like inside.
yeah, I don't like, I couldn't tell
Yeah,
if it
I didn't
was
really know.
specifically match three, but it's kind of in that zone.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm kind of down for this. The only thing is I would prefer to play something like this on a phone instead of on the Switch, probably. But whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, it looked like there was a lot of like stuff going on. I don't know if it was just
Hmm.
like camera zooms that they were forcing for the trailer or if that's
Yeah,
actually like
maybe.
what the game is like, but there seemed to be a lot of like effects and things coming in and it was almost too confusing, but it was also kind of like exciting. Whatever they were showing, I was kind of like, what is all this stuff going on? Like this is crazy for this simple kind of like Tetris style match 3 style puzzle game. Uh, but yeah, it looked really interesting. I've never played Shovel Knight, but I don't think really anything Shovel Knight has to do with this game. I think basically they just took a puzzle game they developed and put the Shovel Knight skin on it so people would buy it, and
Yeah.
it'll probably work. It'll probably work real well.
It's a match three. I'm a pretty big sucker for Puzzle Quest and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
I
Puzzle
am
Quest is
down for that.
incredible.
Love Puzzle Quest. So good. I'm playing a Stranger Things mobile game match three right now. It sucks. It's really bad. Yeah.
That's how much you love match three games. Okay, Metal Slug Tactics. We have discussed this. It looks kind of Advanced Wars ish.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is a day one purchase for me, but I'm definitely interested.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have nothing to
Yeah.
add.
The only thing is like the trailer they showed and like the when they were kind of talking about it afterwards, it just seemed like they were recycling the same, 30 seconds of footage over and over again. So I kind of was hoping for a little bit more to be shown in the game. I didn't think they really showed that much, but it's not out till next year. So
It's Metal Slug. They're just like, whatever, people will buy it. We don't have to try that hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
That's my guess. Yeah.
So Tetris Effect Connected coming to the Switch. Um, I don't know if there's anything new really being added, but it seems like if you haven't played it yet on other platforms, it's worth checking out here.
Is it though? Wouldn't you probably rather buy it on a more advanced system that could pump out
Well,
the effects?
you've got the VR aspect on PlayStation, and then I thought, did Xbox add something? Maybe I don't remember, something about the multiplayer or something I thought was new with Xbox. But
Hmm.
anyway, I
Yeah.
assume this is probably the same as the Xbox version.
I mean, Tetris 99's out. Do you really need any other Tetris? That's already
Yeah,
infuriating enough.
yeah. Um, Far Changing Tides. This was a sequel to Far Lone Sail. I was not aware of either of these games, but it kind of looked cool. It kind of looked like a exploration adventure game and kind of a cool post-apocalyptic landscape, I guess. It seems
Hmm.
to involve vehicles as well in some way, like
Yeah,
boats and
I
stuff.
remember the original game. I never played it. It's probably on my wish list somewhere.
Okay.
Um, Definitely haven't played it. I appreciate their. They kind of have like their art is like kind of shitty but beautiful at the same time, and I really appreciate it. There's something about the art where you're just like, oh, this is kind of blah, but also I really like it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It's kind of
I think I do. I
yeah,
I didn't know how to describe it, but I think that's probably a good way to describe it.
yeah. Everything's kind of like the textures are blurry, and
Yeah.
I don't know, but it also looks really nice. Like the art direction's really nice, but I think just their like asset to asset stuff's okay. It kind of reminds me of like GTA like 4, where like everything is like all the meshes are like fine, but then on a whole, you're just like, oh, everything just looks so good together. I don't know. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's hard to explain. I don't know how to explain it better, but it's nice, shitty nice.
Yeah, and
Kind
this
of,
game looks like it's kind of a different gameplay style than the original. I thought so. I thought the original was we were like in the vehicle moving from one place to another, and I don't really remember anything about it. I don't think I ever played it,
yeah,
but
play it
I'm
either.
looking at some screenshots and it's ringing a bell, and it did not remind me of this game. So I don't know if they have completely reworked some of the gameplay to be different for the sequel, or um, either way, I guess they're really banking on this far um, title being sort of like a touchstone for between the two games. But
Yeah, the
I don't
first
know.
one
I
was like a
what?
side scroller or something, wasn't it? Or was it
Yeah,
was it
yeah, I
Tetris?
think
It
so.
was, right? Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't
yeah. I
know when
really
I.
dug the art for that one too. Like it was yeah, again, very nice like concept art and
Yeah,
animation and stuff.
I don't
Yeah.
know when I hear far, I don't think of sailboats or anything like that. So I'm not really sure what the connection is to sailing. That far
Go pretty
is.
far.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not sure.
If the wind's there, you just keep going forever.
There you go.
Makes perfect sense. Uh,
You've solved it.
so I'm going to mention a couple more, and then I'm just going to list off the rest because we're like, I don't know. The bunch at the end, I don't
Yeah.
know if there's that much to say, but
A lot of
just
games. Yeah.
want to mention Loop Hero. So this one is coming to the Switch. It's already out on Steam. Have heard a lot of good things about this. It got a lot of good reviews. I've seen it kind of listed as, one of the best games of the year so far, kind of thing.
Hmm.
I don't know if either of you guys have had a chance to check it out or know anything about it.
You say lube heroes? That's what I heard.
I did not. Loop Hero.
Oh, oh, Luke heroes.
I
What
I
the heck
feel
is
like I've
that one?
seen this game before, but I think they explained it better in this trailer than I. At least I felt like I understood the game more after watching
Oh,
this
this game.
trailer than I did before. And I think the concept's kind of cool. It's kind of like turning that what was that game called, 30-second hero or something like that,
Hmm.
or 60-second hero. I can't remember what it was called. Half minute hero. That's what it was called. And turning it kind of on its head, where instead of time, you're doing the path, I guess, to sort of you don't control the person. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check out some reviews and see what this game is all about.
I think Mark, like PixelNAUTS Mark, played it on one of his streams. I think he liked it, but yeah, I don't know much about it.
Hmm.
Seems like it's another roguelike that has card stuff. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
not really my cup of tea, but I'll try it out sometime.
a lot of card games, a lot of
A
deck
lot of
building.
roguelites. Too
yeah.
many. I don't know if you guys also are tired of procedural generated environments, but that's usually like a big no selling point for me too.
Yeah, definitely. And I just got to mention, I mean, if Frank were here, I'm sure he would point this out, but the logo seems very similar to Guitar Hero. I don't know
Oh,
if that's like, kind of getting into territory where you're trying to associate yourself with something subliminally, but
Oh, it's a
just,
Devolver game published
yeah,
by Devolver, anyways.
yeah. Uh, Boyfriend Dungeon, kind of already touched on this, but
Sexy swords.
it's weird because was this actually shown at the Xbox One? Because it is out on Game Pass, but I don't remember if they showed it at the
They
Xbox.
showed it at for Xbox at some point. I don't know if I don't think it was at this one. They definitely got on the Nintendo one for this one, but
Hmm.
oh, it is on
Yeah.
Game Pass. Huh.
So, I mean, basic concept is it's a dating sim mashed up with a dungeon crawler, and I like kind of cool mashups. Doesn't really seem like my thing either way, but it's a cool
date
concept.
your swords. You find a sword in the dungeon crawler, and then you could date them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They could be like people. I think they could even be like pets. So like you like befriend them date wise. Like I don't think it's all like romantic love too. It's pretty cool. I want to date with a cat. We're friends now. I don't know. I don't get it. But what a mashup. What a PR advertising brilliant gem. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't know
yeah,
that. I mean, again, that cinematic, that like anime cinematic they had, like the moment they released that, I'm like, oh, this game's gonna be everywhere. Like,
Yeah. Oh, this is a journalist's wet dream. Like every
oh,
journalist is loving this game.
they were in like Maxim, like they got some like very interesting placement when the game got announced too. Like they did a really good job appealing to a lot of different bases and just getting the name out everywhere. It's brilliant.
okay, I'm just going to read off the last ones. I think some of these were the ones that Surprise launched. I don't remember which ones. I don't know if you guys have a
I
list.
think I think just Garden Story was the only other
Mhm.
surprise launch today.
Okay. So, Necrobarista Final Pour. I think this has been out elsewhere, but just out now on the Switch, if I'm not mistaken. Islanders Console Edition. Garden Story, as you mentioned. Slime Rancher Portable Edition. Astroneer. Curious Expedition 2, 100 Days Winemaking Simulator.
Now there's the game of the year right there.
Yes, 100%. I totally looked that up the second I saw the announcement. I'm like, is this what I think it is? And it is. You like look at grapes and like breed them or whatever that's called with grapes, and oh yeah, what a Niagara themed game. That
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah.
probably yeah. Anyways,
Gang Beasts, I guess it hasn't been out on Switch previously, but
yeah, I didn't know that.
it's been out a lot of other places. Lumbear and
Solid name.
I think that's it. Did I
Yep.
miss anything?
I don't think so.
I think that was all of it.
All right.
Garden Story looks really cool,
Yeah, that does look cool, actually.
but again, more farming, lots of farming. I feel I should be doing a farming game, or should have done one 3 years ago and
Yeah.
finished it now. Well, too late to jump in there now, but
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of games coming out. I mean, I was just looking at like the rest of the year, and I mean, there's a ton of stuff coming out, but it's weird, like the balance of indie versus AAA. I
mhm.
feel like with some of the delays that have happened, there's not a ton of big AAA releases coming this year.
Everything got
No.
delayed. I think they announced more delays this year, like just this week, right? Something else got
Well,
delayed.
there's the rumors of Horizon. There's going to be a state of play in the next week or two, and people are saying that it'll
Oh,
be
I thought that was
confirmed there. But
official, right? That got pushed to 2022.
I don't think it's official. Like Sony
Oh,
hasn't said anything, but it's
oh,
definitely
okay.
being reported everywhere. Like very
Yeah.
strong sources are saying so.
Oh, that's yeah. I think I thought it was official just because of the like wording of it. Everybody was just like, yeah, of course it's gone. There's something else I think too. Hmm, I don't remember what it is now. I thought something got delayed like just today or yesterday or something. Yeah,
Uh,
whatever, doesn't matter.
yeah, I don't remember. There have been a bunch, but
Oh, it was Venom. It was a movie.
oh,
Never
right,
mind.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I don't know if like I guess Halo Infinite is kind of the big unknown, and I guess if Microsoft has that Gamescom thing coming up later this month, everybody's expecting them to announce a release date then, but we'll see.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see indeed. It will be interesting if any AAA games actually come out this year. Well, I'm sure Call of Duty will make it out, but other than that,
100%. Yeah.
Is there a Call of Duty this year?
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like
for sure. Why not?
yeah. I don't think they've missed in like 14 years.
Yeah, no, I have a friend that works there. They destroy them. They are not missing anything.
Yeah, like if I'm just scanning through for AAA games that are coming out this year, we got Deathloop, we've got Rainbow Six Extraction, um, the Diablo 2 Resurrected version, Far Cry 6, Metroid Dread, Back for Blood, Battlefield 2042, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Forza. I think that's kind of it. I guess
Yeah, there's not
Pokemon.
a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, let's talk about what we've been playing recently. Uh, Maybe start with you, Alex. I don't know if you have anything you wanted to talk about.
Oh, so many games I've been playing. I've just been trying to play through like a bunch of indies. I finally finished Cyberpunk. I finally got a PS5. I guess that's the big thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it took me a while. I was holding off, and then I was finally just caved. Um, so I played through Ratchet and Clank, and then I finally played through. Somehow made it through Cyberpunk with all its crashing. I was like
So
counting how
was
many
it
times
crashing
it all the
for
time.
you on the
Oh man,
PS5? Really?
yeah,
Because I
all the
played
time.
through it like back in November, and the only time it was crashing for me really was if I was in a car driving really fast in certain situations, it was crashing. But then I just started using fast travel, and then it was fine.
Oh
So
yeah. No, like when I first started playing it, I would like tell people like, "Oh, I got through 2 hours without it crashing today. Pretty good day." Oh, and just so many bugs. So such like, I know they fixed a bunch of stuff, but my God, what a way to break your immersion! Like
man,
people
that's
running
crazy
through
that it's
cover, through doors. Like I was inside NPCs during cinematics. Like I don't know if you noticed this, if it was just in my game somehow, but like they have little like hexagons that appear over stuff you can pick up, and like half the crap that has a hexagon on it you can't pick up. Like the collision's not there, or you're too far away from it and you just can't click on. Oh my god, it drove me insane.
I mean, I think we talked about like that. Just there's so much stuff sometimes, and everything's overlapping that it's impossible to pick up the one thing you want.
Yeah. Oh my
But
god. Oh, and the stupid looking in the mirror thing. Oh my god. Never mind. Anyways, I could
oh,
rage about
that
it, but
definitely happened to me. Yeah.
they put like a health pickup next to the mirror button, which takes like 30 minutes to look in the mirror, and then you can't pick up the thing because even if you're looking away from the mirror, it still says look at the damn mirror. Anyways,
Oh, I thought because for me, anytime I looked in the mirror, my head or whatever was all messed up. Like there was some weird glitch with looking
oh
in the
yeah.
mirror.
So for me, I show my wife, I'm like, check this out. You can look in the mirror, and then they have all these buttons you can press for expressions. And my character never emoted once through the entire game. No matter how many times it crashed or I reloaded, it was just like smile. It was all just like blue steel all the time. It was really funny. Like what a waste of a mechanic. This doesn't even work. And it takes 30 seconds to get into this stupid mirror position. Anyways, so I
I
finally
can't believe it's
finished.
that bad still, though. Like
Oh my
that's
god, it was
yeah.
painful. I did the bare minimum. Like I just got through the story and got the hell out of there. I couldn't
Hmm.
do it anymore. Um, my guns would like disappear once in a while. It's just his madness. Like from my inventory, like things would just get unequipped. All that. So stupid.
Hmm.
I was like, Sherry's like, these are the guys that made The Witcher, right? And she's like, is that game that bad? I'm like, no, no, it's craziness. Anyways, what I picked up, oh my god, what was it called? I haven't played it yet. It was a Devolver game that just came out where he plays the Raven. Blue Fire? No, is that what it's called? No, Death's Door. I picked that up, but I haven't played that yet. I've been playing a game called Roki. I don't know if you guys. It was like it's kind of like a point and click. It came out earlier this year. It's not a like it's kind of like the idea is like a point and click where you collect items and you have to combine them and use stuff, but it's like a Dutch or like Dutch or Scandinavian themed game about the lore there, and you play as this little girl trying to find her brother. And it's just really pretty. I was following these guys on Twitter for a very long time. They won a whole bunch of art awards and stuff too. But it's Roki, and the O has two umlauts on it, or just one.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. I don't think I've heard of this, but
Oh yeah, it's really
very
cool
cool.
if you like a short little adventure game where you kind of just have to work your way through puzzles and pick up stuff and combine things. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Um, that's really all I've been playing recently. We were doing a big push for early access, so I kind of didn't get a chance to play a lot of stuff. But um, what else? I was playing something else. I got Hades finally. I haven't. I played it a little bit earlier, but I got on the Switch, so I can finally play that now. And we've been playing Hyrule Warriors as well. So I've been playing a bunch of like random stuff, but trying to get the Cyberpunk taste out of there.
Nice.
I wanted to play Horizon soon, but that's not going to happen, it seems. So
Probably not.
yeah,
Maybe they'll announce surprise launch it at the State of Play. You never know.
I
But
just have to play Death Stranding, the director's cut.
oh
There you
yeah,
go.
that is coming soon, right?
Yeah, I actually
I
love
was,
that game.
I'm
I don't know
surprised you're
why
not
people hate it.
playing Skyward Sword HD.
Oh yeah, that's right. I should pick that up too. I forgot about that actually. Yeah, I will
Yeah,
play that too.
Mr. Zelda over there.
I
Got
know.
the
Yeah,
Triforce tattoo.
I know. I kind of fell off the Nintendo buying wagon. I have a whole bunch of Nintendo games. I want to play Mario Golf too. I haven't played that yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that game came out during our early access thing, so I was just working crazy hours. I totally forgot that even happened. So good
So
reminder.
you're reminding me the life of a game dev. It used to be you work so many hours and you want to play all these games and you're around games all the time, but you can't. You just don't have time, which
Should have a
sucks.
baby, but the baby helps a lot. So really,
Yeah,
yeah. Because
yeah,
if he's sleeping, I can't really do much. So I gotta just hang out with him and play some games. So it's pretty good.
there you go.
Yeah. He was watching me play Cyberpunk. He's like 1.5, and I blew up a robot, and it just blew his mind. He just went, "Oh!" And it was really funny. I, yeah, I don't even think he knew what the heck was going on. He just liked all the explosions.
Yeah, you probably got like another year before you're not allowed to play Cyberpunk with them anymore. So
I know. It's true. My other boy is playing Mario Kart now, so we've been playing that a lot. So it's good.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
okay.
Anyways,
Uh
that's it for me. Yeah.
yeah. I could go next. I'll just do a quick one since we're probably super long now. I finished Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, which
Oh, cool.
I really enjoyed that game. Surprising, I like 100%ed it or whatever you do on Steam when you get all the achievements. And yeah, it was really fun. I really liked it. I started on Final Fantasy 2 Pixel Remaster, and I don't think I've ever played this game because it has quite a different leveling up system than any other Final Fantasy I've played before. So it is very detailed. So if you use your sword, you level up your sword. It's almost like Secret of Mana, where like the more you use a weapon, the more it levels up. And each character can level up, I think, all the different weapons. So if you have a sword, axe, bow, they all level up independently for each character. And then also you can, it seems like you can buy spells for anyone. Not you, there's no like dedicated white mage or black mage. Seems like any character can get the spells, and each character is not really like a class. They're just like a person in the story, more like, I guess, Final Fantasy VI was kind of
Hmm.
more like that as well. And then you independently level up all your spells. So if you use fire a lot, eventually it becomes fire 2. And then, which is crazy because I've had this idea to put into an RPG, and I was like, why has no one done this? And so it's very interesting playing this and having this level up mechanic in the way it's being done, and it seems to be working for me. It's kind of neat that by using, cure or fire or whatever, you can upgrade it, and I really am liking it. And so far, it's even like really granular when you if you get hit a lot and your health is low, then when you gain a level, your health will go up more because you're essentially like using your health or something like that. It's
Wow.
very strange, and the more magic you use, the more magic points you gain. So it seems like a game where if you really knew how to game the system, you could just absolutely destroy this game in some fashion. But so far, I'm just kind of grinding around the first area, just kind of leveling up my skills, kind of exploring those mechanics, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'd never played it before, so I'm going to keep playing that one. And I played a few more things, but I just kind of dabbled in them a bit, so I'll wait until next week to talk about those more in detail.
Cool.
Cool. So yeah, I'll just quickly mention Axiom Verge 2.
I was going to ask you about that. I forgot.
Yeah, so I mean, I like the first one quite a bit, but it is, very much just like a Metroid clone almost. I mean, they have some cool, I guess kind of the unique twist is sort of the infection, or I forget what the actual tool is called, but like sort of the hacking thing where you like glitch items and things in the world and create different behaviors and stuff. And so this one is, I think it's a prequel, but you're playing a different character, and it does have a different feel to it. We were talking before, like one of the early trailers, like the weapon set is different. Like it feels more Castlevania than Metroid because you are using like axes to attack, and you have a boomerang, but you don't have any guns. I think you do get
Ah,
guns eventually, but I'm like maybe 2 or 3 hours in and no guns yet. Um, but also the environments, like it's mostly like outdoor environments, so it's not like you're kind of in like space stations with like airlock doors and stuff like that. It just feels different. But it's still a Metroid kind of inspired game, and it just has that loop of like as soon as you start playing, you're sucked into like, okay, you're going to explore this area. Oh, I saw this thing I can't get to yet, but I know I'll be able to get to it soon. Go back. Oh, now I found that thing. And like, I don't know, just I just love that. It's just so compelling. I think that game design philosophy. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think one thing that it seems different. I don't remember for sure if it was this way in the original, but if you die, you keep your progress. So like if you're exploring, you pick up an item and you die, you'll go back to the last save point, but you will have that item that you picked up.
Hmm.
that's cool.
So I mean, I'm okay with it. Maybe some purists might think that sucks or whatever, but they also had mentioned in some of the marketing that boss fights are optional, which I've kind of stumbled across a
Oh,
couple of them so far. And yeah, they just seem like you can just kind of pass them by if you want, but if you kill them, you kind of will get power ups and things. Uh, so
that's
I don't
wild.
know. Yeah, I'm not sure if there are like, it sounded like there's no mandatory boss fights, which seems a little
Hmm.
strange, but, um, and there is more kind of RPG elements in this one where you have like um, skills that you level up and stuff.
That's cool.
Um, but yeah, I mean, story wise, I can't really say I totally understand what's going on in this game, but it seems like there is a mythology and stuff there, but it's just communicated mainly through notes that you find or brief conversations. So I feel like I don't know. Half the time I'm like, feel like I'm missing something, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I think if you like the first one, you probably want to check it out. So it's on Switch, PlayStation, and PC. I think. I don't think it's on Xbox.
I think Epic Game Store actually.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Epic
yeah.
Game Store. That's right. So
That's awesome. Man, I love that first game. So good.
yeah,
Yeah, we were actually next to Tom Happ when he was releasing that at PlayStation Experience. He was like super nervous because this game was like about to come out, and we're like, dude, this game's amazing. He's like, I don't know.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean that's cool. I think he's. I mean, seems like I wouldn't say that it's like this amazing evolution of the first game or anything. Like it kind of does feel like it's more of the same, but like he clearly knew that like let's vary it up, let's do something different and give it a different feel. And I think
cool,
it's successful in that. So yeah, so
cool.
that's about it for me. But yeah, we should wrap this up. I think Frank's gonna be very angry that we went so long. So
Does he not like? He doesn't like a long show.
oh no, he tries to keep it, definitely under an hour. He would love a tight 30 minutes if we could. We never can, but
Cool. Just cut out a bunch of my Rocket Rumble nonsense. I talked
no. I mean, we gotta
speed it
keep
up.
going. But seriously though, thanks for being here. We really appreciate it.
Anytime. Yeah, no, I love it.
So where can people find you and PixelNAUTS online and check out the game and all that stuff?
I'm in my basement right now, but don't come here. There's lots of spiders. I like it. But yeah, you can find Rocket Rumble on Steam right now. Hopefully, some new places in the next year. And if you like to follow us, you can follow us on Twitter. That's our main social media at PixelNAUTS Games. You could look us up on Twitch if that's your jam at PixelNAUTS. And we're on basically all the other things. Don't look at my TikTok. It's not very good right now, but you can if you like to. But yeah, find us where we like. But yeah, if you want to check out the game, Rocket Rumble, you can check out us on Steam. And if you like Discord, if you don't have enough servers, we do have a pretty sweet community server so far. So if you want to chat with us or hang out with some devs, or if you are playing the game and you want to like find people to play with because there isn't like a ton of people playing yet, it's a good place to do it. And just be like, hey, anybody playing, cool kind of stuff. But that's available in the game and on our social medias and stuff too. So cool. Thanks for having me, guys. It's always awesome.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Chatting to human beings that are not my immediate family that I see all the time. So.
Yeah, I hear you. So do we know if Frank's back next week or
I
I
don't
actually
think
know.
he is.
Okay, we'll have to find
He's
out.
just living in the
But,
woods now, right?
yeah, he might never come back. I don't know.
It's just a bushman now.
All right. Well, yeah, you can find us on YouTube / I don't know.
You're gonna get it wrong now. Oh, is this like a host thing? The host can't remember the
YouTube / Game Junk, or is there something in between there?
Well, you should probably put .com in there. But,
YouTube.com / Game Junk. Game Junk Podcast on Twitter. Game Junk on Facebook. Andrew is my angry commute and Equilibrium Sis on Twitter. I am Film Junk. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.